It's the final period of play right here on 99.1 FM wqee, the key home of Southern sports, inspirational talk, and so much more. 50,000 plus of you worldwide on the Shoutcast Shout It Out Loud across the Ryno Radio media page. Earth, Rock Radio, New Mexico, Arizona, and the Navajo Nation. We're across the British Columbia Isles of Canada, and finally across, ladies and gentlemen, Jordan Communication and Family Radio Stations, 99.1 FM, wqee, the key, home of Southern sports, inspirational talk, headline news, and the talk of Atlanta. Good morning, BK on the air. Thank you for joining us as well. We got a great guest coming to this hour. We're going to talk with author, radio show host, podcaster, and Warrior Defenders' very own Holly Reese. That's coming up momentarily about her brand new book that's out, where you can get it, and all that good stuff. So stay tuned. We are back into it on a TGIF Good Friday. Our poll question this morning is kicking, not quite like it did on Mondays, but it's kicking. Our poll question this morning: what are your plans for the weekend ahead? 36% of you say we're going to relax. 10% of you say you're going to do yard work. 26% of you say you're going to hang out with friends or family. Maybe both. Maybe not hang out with the family because you don't want to hang out with Uncle Leroy. He's kind of crazy. Mm-hmm. And 26 or 28% of you say, I'm going to do nothing this weekend. I'm going to be on my YouTube while at work because my boss is not going to check on me. So, with that being said and done, we welcome you into the final period of play. TGIF at 10 minutes past the hour, ladies and gentlemen. You are tuned in here, ladies and gentlemen. 10 minutes past the hour, holding at 66 degrees under cloudy skies. Time and temperature brought to you by Active Pest Control. Summer, winter, spring, fall. We don't care for those rodents, critters, or gooey things at all. Ladies and gentlemen, let me go ahead and look at where everybody's at. There you go. Got that. There we go. Please welcome to the studio. She is an author and been doing it a while. She is a radio show host, a podcaster, and she is the one, the only Warrior Defenders for the Metro Atlanta area. Please welcome Holly Reese. Good morning, Holly.
Good morning, Ryan. Good to be here this morning on this gloomy Friday.
Well, good to have you here with us. Got to pull this up so you can be seen.
Hi, everybody on YouTube. How are you doing this morning? Good to see you this morning.
There you go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, she is showing you the book on YouTube as well. And this is the book.
And you can see it on my YouTube channel at Warrior Defenders too. You can get the cover. You can check it out for those of you on the radio this morning.
There you go. All right, let's go back here, get this on, and get back into it. Well, it's great to have you with us this morning as we continue to move on. Red Brick says welcome. Everybody's saying welcome. Boss keeps giving me more work on a short day. Pete, you tell the boss that the real boss is on the air right now with me, so. There you go. All right, Anna Marie says hello, Holly. Everybody said hello. All right, we're going to get into it. We're going to find out about writing and everything as an author. Before we get into the book, what inspires you and everything, give us a little background on how you just fell into becoming an author.
Well, that was an interesting story. It started way back in the day when I was younger. My dad told me a story that he made up called The Little Brown Monkey.
Right.
And The Little Brown Monkey was recorded on audio, and I wouldn't go to sleep unless I heard it. Since he was a teamster, I never got to see him that much. So all these years, they wanted me to make a book out of it in the family. Mm-hmm. And I had to learn how to publish and work with illustrators, and that long story about that. It's not as easy as people think.
Right.
To write a book.
No.
So, that took a while, and then in the process, I was working on a story that was a novel, and I had to learn the different aspects of doing a novel versus a children's book. And so this has been going on since 2015.
Right.
This learning process. And Hometown Novels Writers Association, which is local here,
right.
Is a good place to nourish local authors. And I really hope that people find their writers group, because I did meet James Dashnar at one of his signings here in Noonan years back. And he wrote the Maze Runner series. And he told me keep writing one word at a time and find a writers group. So I was very grateful to find Hometown Novels Writers Association here.
Well, they are a great group of people. I knew a couple of people involved with it. Mike Brown, I know him, and I know he was involved with the writers group for a while there. So,
and it's still going strong here. So if anybody has any questions about that, they can reach out to me.
Definitely so. and he sounded like a perfect guest to be on some show that's on Mondays and stuff. And
yeah, I think that would be a lot of fun. He lives kind of far away, but we can arrange that.
Hey, you can call in. It's just an idea of getting them. Yeah. And speaking of that, we know that you've been doing this radio and podcast thing with us now, and you got involved in that. So Mondays at 10:30 a.m. Empower Strikes Back. Talk a little bit about that before we get into your book.
Well, Empower Strike Back is how we can empower ourselves to be safer, to learn something today, to have a safer tomorrow. We share safety tips and ideas about travel and children's safety and adult safety, upcoming college safety that's coming up, and learn how to be your own hero in today's world where we need to learn how to take care of ourselves.
Sounds good. Well, I'll tell you what, now it's time to dive into the book. What inspired you to write this new book, and what is the name of the new book?
The name of the book is Life After Silence. It's Silent Series Book 1. And so there's 3 coming up in this series. Wow. It's a continuous story. It was inspired to me because as a domestic violence survivor, I realized that a lot of times for a lot of victims, there's no justice. So the only way that I see justice is a lot of dystopian novels and movies that come out, and it was a way for me to kind of cover what sometimes justice should look like for women and children in today's society.
Okay, well, tell us a little bit about what Life After Silence is about.
Yeah. Well, it follows an incident that happened in the world. It was an EMP that silenced the world, so there was not any technology. So 10 years after that, we're trying to rebuild that technology, and it follows Dasmel through her journey of not only being a survivor, but taking the opportunity to bring justice to women and children who are being victimized in this new dystopian world.
Right.
And in the process, she has to rescue a little girl and still find the man who hurt her to bring justice so he doesn't hurt anybody else. She has an amazing crew with her, a mad scientist, a military expert, a computer hacker, a farmer to feed everybody, and 2 very uniquely created prehistoric amphicyons.
What is that?
An amphiceyon is a real creature that existed in the La Brea tar pits in California. They found the skeletons for them, but mostly in North America. They are a mix of a lion, a bear, and a wolf or a dog. So they are called the amphiceyon bear dogs. Amphicyons range from size of 10 foot long, 5.5 feet tall, to a little bit bigger than a human at 5 foot, depending on their age in the prehistoric era.
Right.
These amphicyons are the size of a polar bear, since they have polar bear DNA in them for the mad scientists to be able to create them in reality.
Wow.
So they're my favorite part of the book, since I love animals anyway.
I see. Now let's talk about the artwork on this, and the lead character kind of reminds me, looks like Rihanna.
Everybody says that. Yeah, it's not Rihanna.
I know it's not, but she reminds me of.
Yes, and she is a strong-willed, young African-American black woman.
Right.
And she has the dreads, so people who are on the radio, she has the dreads and the shaved head. Yep. She wears all leather and has a very uniquely equipped belt that she wears. Her favorite weapons of choice is usually throwing knives.
I love it.
And the artwork also is accompanied by the prehistoric bear dog, Amphicyons, Chimera, and Bellerothon, her sidekicks. And the artwork was created with a combination effort of our writers group.
Okay.
So we meet once a month on a Friday, and we have free Fridays, and we were all collaborating that night, and it was 6 different programs that created the artwork.
Right.
And so we're all kind of really proud of that cumulative effort that we made for that, and we help everybody doing things like that.
Well, I love the artwork. It looks so cool. It reminds me of one of those worlds, like a Mad Max world or something like that we watched back in the 80s.
One of my favorite type of worlds was Mad Max and 100.
Yes.
And let me think. I loved Maze Runner. Anything that has to do with dystopian worlds and the creation of things that could be.
Right.
Is fascinating to me and always has been since I am, like you said earlier, a Star Wars original in 1977.
Yep.
So
Here you go. Yes, you are. Well, by looking at this and everything, I'm already thinking movies down the road when everything. I can already see this, but I'm excited to see where we can pick this up at and everything. Where will you be coming up with the new release of this book, and how can they follow your book and events, and where can you purchase it and all that good stuff?
Well, there's a lot of exciting book events coming up with this. The biggest one is going to be June 1st at 1 p.m. at the Sonoya Beer Company. We will be at the stage in the balcony area from 1 to 3 and signing books. And I do have merchandise that you can get that you want at the end of the book. Once you read the book, there's something you're going to want to have.
Uh-oh.
So you can pick that up there. We will also be having a special guest that is going to be Dasmel, the main character, there for a photo op. So people can come out and meet the main character photo op. And it's going to be fascinating. She's amazing cosplayer, and I just love to be working with her. We also have another book signing coming up here in downtown Noonan called the Lit Fest that is being done by the Hometown Novels Association.
Okay.
There'll be about 40 different authors, maybe more, by the Carnegie Library, and I'll be signing books there, as well as sharing my story with my other novels, including Going Beyond the Programming of Your Life, where I share a chapter of my real story and inspiration for why I write the way I do.
Okay. This is awesome. Can't wait to see some of the locations.
Now, it is available on ebook.
Okay.
And on Amazon.
All right.
And in Barnes & Noble on their website, and all over where you can buy books. You can also go to iUniverse and look for new releases. It just came out this week, so it's brand new to everybody, and I'm so excited to be able to share the story of Dasmel, Chimera, and Bellerothon and their journeys through the silence.
Well, it sounds so good, Holly. Always wonderful talking with you. Always great having you here with us, and especially talking about this book and everything. We have many bookstores that is probably going to be soon to be in. I can't wait for you. We're not going to name no names, but there's one below us here that could be a great location for you to have an open house and everybody come out and get the book.
Well, I'm lining them up. I have one in July at the comic book store too, so we're finalizing everything with that. So I'm looking forward to meeting all the local bookstores and all the sci-fi adventure readers out there and getting their feedback on this.
Well, I know they're going to love it.
You can find it on Life After Silence on Facebook and Instagram too. Okay. And I do share some videos of it on my Warrior Defenders YouTube page.
Excellent. Well, with all that being said and done, we got through that. We got through the cool part of the interview and everything. And Holly, I know you got some stuff coming up on Monday on the show and everything.
Do you want to show that to them?
Yes, I do want to show them on YouTube.
Yeah, Monday on Empower Strike Back. Join me at my podcast at 10:30 here on wqee on 99.1 FM. Super excited to be sharing safety tips. And coming up, stay alert for those podcasts because we will be sharing things about college-age kids and graduation, safety, and how to prepare them for living in their college dorms coming up in the next fall.
Sounds good. Well, we got all that coming up on Monday and everything. So what do you got planned this weekend?
This weekend I'm going to be at the West Georgia Women's Extravaganza from 9 until 12 in Carrollton. And there will be information at Warrior Defenders Facebook, so you can follow that information there too. So you can show up. It's $5 to get in, tons of vendors and education for women. Sunday I will be at Bungee Boogie Fitness and teaching a 1-hour self-defense class there too. And lots of stuff coming up at True Balance every week. We have the self-defense weekly drills to make sure that you improve your survival skills. So there's always something coming up. Check it out on warriordefenders.com. My books are also there too. So everything's in one place. Make it easy for everybody.
Guys, one more time, tell everybody how we can get your new book and some of the places you're going to be at.
Okay, so Life After Silence, the Silence Series Book 1, is available on Amazon ebook and regular, also on all your bookstore places and book nooks like Barnes & Noble, iUniverse.com under new releases as well, and anywhere you can buy your books at. Follow it at Life After Silence Instagram and Facebook, Life After Silence. Also, you can follow everything on warriordefenders.com, Warrior Defenders Instagram and Facebook. And as always, I'd love to hear feedback and can't wait to see everybody at some of these exciting events coming up. The first one's going to be in Sonoy Beer Company,
right,
June 1st, 1 to 3. Come out and join the party. See the merchandise, too.
There you go. And that's my birthday month, as everybody likes to say. All right, guys, back in a moment. We want to thank Holly being with us. She'll be back here Monday morning at 10:30 a.m. Stay tuned for that. We'll close out the show in just a few. Have the second half of the show coming up right after this. So stay with us more right on Radio Penitentiary in a moment.